Hey there! If you're watching this video, there is a good chance that you just received your DispoLens in the mail. So first of all, congrats to you for your new lens and a huge thank you for deciding to support a small business. The following video is a quick setup guide that will also answer the most frequently asked questions. So let's get started with the basics. In order to mount your DispoLens onto your camera, you need to look out for two key things. First, locate the mounting guide on your camera mount. This dot can either be red or white depending on your camera manufacturer. Next, you will need to take a close look at the outer profile of the DispoLens. You will quickly notice that the cogwheel pattern is interrupted once. That is the exact marking that needs to be then aligned with your mounting guide. Once those two markings are aligned, you can twist the lens left or right depending on the exact camera manufacturer until you hear a click sound. Once you hear that, that means that the pin is locked into the lens and the lens is secured. Now you're almost good to go. All is left to do is to enable shutter release without the lens in your camera settings. This step is only necessary if your camera is blocking you from taking pictures right after you mounted the lens. I have linked a video on how to do that for each camera manufacturer in the description below. Now that you have mounted your DispoLens correctly onto your camera and the camera settings are set correctly, you're ready to shoot. Many people have asked me for preferences or best settings to go for when shooting with a DispoLens, and personally I can recommend this. When shooting outdoors, I like to keep my ISO at auto. The aperture is already set by the DispoLens at f11, and then if possible by the light conditions, I like to keep the shutter speed at 1/80th of a second. If not, you can go up to 250, but 1/80th is the closest you can get to the actual disposable camera, since that is the shutter speed that the disposable cameras are shooting with. When shooting later in the day, at night or inside, I highly recommend using a flash, since all disposable cameras come with a flash, and use a flash once the light conditions get a bit worse. That would really help you to get that disposable camera look that some of you are looking for with this lens. Lastly, I want to mention that we are constantly working on creating the best possible DispoLens experience, and that's why we recently dropped our first free Lightroom preset that is now available in the description below. It's specifically made for DispoLens users, so that means for you. So check that out and happy shooting!